going to go out there tomorrow night, and I'm going to continue to do what I do, knock people out.
The rematch between Julio Tanori and Mark Irwin.
An epic showdown that left fans breathless.
I'm going to give it a Mark.
Last time, they gave it everything they had. Blood was spilled, and a fierce battle was fought.
Shot from the challenger.
Now, the rematch is here. Julio Tanori emerged victorious, showcasing his relentless power and skill. But Mark Irwin, despite a severe hematoma, fought with the heart of a champion, refusing to back down. This is more than a fight. The stage is set for a rematch that promises to be even more explosive.
BYB Bare Knuckle returns to Denver, Colorado, Saturday, September 21st, for the long-awaited rematch of the 2023 Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame Fight of the Year in one of the greatest bare knuckle battles to ever take place in the Trigon. As former BYB lightweight champion, Mark "The Shark" Irwin looks to regain his title against the man who took it from him, Julio Tanori. Plus, BYB women's lightweight champion Patty Juarez looks to become BYB's first two-division women's champion when she faces Courtney Cameron for the BYB super lightweight title. Don't miss these great matchups and much more. Visit BYBExtreme.com for tickets and information.
What a tremendous intro, and we got to add the champ back if we can. Add to the stage. You know, Julio, I'm gonna buy you a phone so you don't have that Metro PCS anymore.
Metro piece of shit.
That Getro PCS. You know, ladies and gentlemen, last year I was in Denver for probably one of the most enthusiastic, heart-pounding, exciting fights I've ever seen in my 40-year history. I've seen Julio Tanori step in there against the former world champion and Mark Irwin, and neither one of them gave an inch. With that being said, first and foremost, I would like to welcome the world champion, Mr. Julio Tanori, to the show. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Don? I'm just happy to be here, bro, and blessed to have your patience.
Hey, I'm honored to have you on, champ. I'm honored to have you on. And joining me tonight from the Fighting News, my brother, the one and only Mr. Steve Rothman. How you doing, bro?
Guys, good.
What up, Steve?
And the coach of all coaches, a tremendous man that I idolize, I respect, and he's created quite a wave in the bare knuckle world. He's got several talented fighters on his roster. He's killing it in all kinds of aspects. The one and only Mr. AJ Easley. How you doing, coach?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Much respect, gentlemen. You know, Julio, last year the world saw one of the most brutal, fun, fan-packed shows that you can ever put on for a crowd, and you became the world champion. You know, you had no quit. You kept going, and you garnered the respect of the world. Even Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, every agency in the world talks about that fight. What was a major takeaway? You know, because I know it wasn't the belt for you. I know it's more in your heart and in your head. What was the major takeaway for you, son?
The major takeaway you said, Don?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by that, sir?
What did you gain most from winning that opportunity with Mark Irwin?
I learned that we're not boxing in there. So just more skill, you know? I do this so that I can sharpen up my talent. So one of the things that I learned is also I gotta get used to the elevation in more than 4 days. So that's a big thing that I had to learn.
Now, one more question for you. You know, I know you. I went out to dinner with you when you fought Irwin the first time. You know, you weren't in the best of shape. I know what your coach has put you through. Would you say this is the best shape of your life right now, Julio?
You know what? We keep elevating, sir. So I would say it is, cause we're just elevating. So we're elevating. What's best in the past, it's in the past. So yes, sir, we're getting better. I would say this is my best shape I've been.
Well, I think you got one of the greatest coaches in the industry, and I love what a lot of people are saying. It'd be great to be in our early 20s and be able to fight for a living. You know, there comes a point in time that we have to grow up, brother, and I think this is the grow up time for Julio Tenori. I think
Yes,
this
sir.
is the opportunity of a lifetime. So, like Chris Shaggy Gonzalez says, let's fucking go. I'm going to get some of these comments out of the way, and then I'm going to toss the mic to my brother, Mr. Steve Rothman. The world champ Harold Samir McQueen says, let's get it. What up, Don? What up, G? And then he also said, what's up, coach? He got to do you separately, bro. He going to do you separately because that's all about respect.
I appreciate that.
And then a tremendous brother of mine, they call him Little Holmes. He's a great friend with Larry Holmes. He's out of Canada. He says, hello, Don, Julio, and gentlemen. Mr. Paul Driscoll. My adopted grandfather, Mr. Artie Lamparella, said the greats are on. Fights are on the way.
Squat.
And
Right.
one of my favorite fighters in the bare knuckle world is Mr. John
Bernard.
Bernard. And he said, let's go. And then he has a message for you, champ. He said, good luck. How does it make you feel knowing that these fighters respect you, Julio?
You know what, Don? You gotta earn respect. So them giving me respect, that means I've earned it. So that means I'm doing good. So that's always a good feeling. You know. I know I'm. Well, one, when you're working, you know how it is, Don. You too focused on what you're doing. You're not worried about the outside. So once you get some of that coming in, is a way to show like you're doing good. So yeah, Don, it feels good.
I'm glad that you got in line with AJ Easley. He's a man that I tremendously, like I said, and I'll keep saying it throughout this show, I have respect. Us old school dogs, we're black and white. If we don't like you, we're going to tell you we don't like you. But,
Facts.
Coach, before I pass it to Steve, I know you work hard. You love these athletes like they're your own kids. Hell, you even love me like I'm your own kid, and I'm older than you. But what was it that you saw in Julio Tenori? What was it that drove you to him? I mean, because I seen what you did with Ike Villanueva, all these other fighters. I see the respect that they have for you, and I have the same respect. But what was it that you seen in Julio that allowed you to give him your knowledge?
I think deep down inside, Julio is genuinely a good kid. And I think guidance and opportunities, sometimes they'll pass you by if you're not ready for them. So it wasn't even about fighting when I brought Julio in. It was about changing his life and changing the life of his family. He loves his family to death, and he would absolutely do anything for them. But he was going through a stage where he would also do anything to drive them crazy. So just erasing that and giving him something to fight for, letting him be a role model for the other people in his family. That was my only goal. I can make anybody a champion. I could take somebody off the street and get him a win, but can I make you a better person? That's what I'm trying to do.
And I think you really have done that. I really do. I see all the fighters that you've built. Some of the fighters, I ran Jackson Wink, and I'm sorry, Steve, but I ran Jackson Wink, and I had some of the greatest UFC fighters on my roster that I wouldn't give anything to. I wouldn't even give them the time of day. And so I know how hard it is to do your job. And I think you're doing a tremendous job with the world champion, Julio. I'm going to get a couple comments out of the way, and then I'm going to turn it over because we got the whole rosters on here tonight. Chris Shaggy Gonzalez says, hey, Don, Julio, AJ, and Steve. What's up, my brother?
What's up,
And one of
man?
Tommy, yes,
my
sir.
brother, man, Tommy Turner, the Samurai, says best wishes to you. What's good, Coach AJ, Steve, and my dude Don. What's up, my brother?
My
And then
God.
I'm gonna get one more out of the way right now because this is my best friend in life. He's also out of Drayton, Canada, Mr. Brian Halderson. He says good evening to everybody. Steve, the floor is yours, brother.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
no, I want to know, Julio, last year, fight of the year. Don calls it the best fight he's ever seen. How do you top that, this fight coming up, when you know Mark Irwin is coming for your head?
Hey, we're gonna get knockout of the year this time, Steven.
Haha.
Hopefully we don't make it a fight of the year. Hopefully we get knockout of the year. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna make knockout of the year.
Nice.
I-
Coach, how do you see him doing that?
Well, one thing that I have to mention is last time he fought Mark, he basically did it by himself. He didn't take advantage of the elevation training, got there late. The elevation was absolutely killing him. I wasn't there. I was at another fight. I have another world champion that I was at that fight. So he was basically there by himself. So his game plan, his focus, his elevation, his stamina, all that was going against him. This time, I like to say it, daddy's home. There's no way in fucking hell, pardon my language, but there's no way in hell I'm letting it go that long. It's too many holes. I study too much. I work too hard at picking Mark apart. Last fight, previous fights, you got too many flaws that we're going to exploit. And like I said, I build champions. This is what I do. There is no way. It's going to be a performance of the night.
Nice.
I think, honestly, I think you're going to supersede your performance the last time you were in Denver. I'm going to tell you two reasons why. You were young and not very intellectual when I first met you. And now you have a tremendous scholar, a mentor, a man that believes in you, and he taught you to believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. You know, I saw a young man go into the mighty Trigon and give everything he had. And the referee in there that night was Mr. Stephen Blay, a very good friend of mine. He had never worked bare knuckle before. He did the best I think any referee could have done, other than Bill Clancy and Wayne Spinola in that moment. But you made that man fall in love with bare knuckle. My brother and my sister, his wife, came to watch the fight. She sat there, first 2 or 3 fights went by, and said, "Man, this is boring. There's not enough blood." I said, "Just sit back and wait." And then came your fight. You know, Julio, like Steve said, you got fight of the year. In the second or third round, both of you were going at it. He caught you with a left, and you landed on your back, and you bounced right back up like you were in the damn Matrix, bro. Take me to that moment, because when a fighter gets hit like that and is dropped, I've never seen one just instantly jump right back up, Julio. What was it in your heart that had you get back up?
You know what, Don? There's a lot of, I don't want to say fake fighters, but you know what? I'm a fighter, Don. So just the fight in me, I don't want to look like a little funny, you know? And not even like that, but I just couldn't get finished like that, Don. I had to be passed out on the floor, or really that I can't take nothing no more, you know. But if I could keep going, I was saying last round, I don't know how I made it. Like we were saying, I was super tired. The elevation really killed me. Second round, my body actually started showing it. I think what's his name, Polly, talked about it. Polly's always talking smack, but I think Polly brought it up, and it's funny because I remembered the second round, I had to throw 2 sharp jabs because I felt my body weird. So then when I just remembered that, and when I went back and studied, I saw that, and I'm like, holy shit, my body did feel the elevation on the second round. Don, second round, bro, come on. I'm not gonna get tired on the second round, but I realized that, and that's when I found out I needed more days to train in elevation. So
Yeah.
So second and up, third, that's when I got knocked out. When I pushed through. So I don't know how I made it to third. I made it to fourth. I was done on fourth already. Fifth, I pushed through, and sixth, it was like, bro, it's the last one. Just go all out. So the rest of my energy that I was saving, I just threw it all out. You can see as soon as the round begins, I'm going really hot. But still, fucking Serge forgot my mouthpiece. It's okay though. He thought that was the last round. He didn't know. He didn't know. It's usually 5 rounds. He was telling me in the corner. He's like, "Oh, Juli, the last round. Let's go." And in my head, I was like, "This, but like you know." But I didn't want to say nothing because I had to get my bread.
Yeah.
So
Again,
I didn't say nothing.
How hard was it, Julio? Let me ask you, how hard was it for you in the fourth? I believe it was the fourth or the fifth round when Mark had his forearm into your throat, pushing your head back over the turnbuckle. How hard was it for you to maintain thought and come back out with that right and that left and then that uppercut, bro?
You know what? You know what, Don? Like I was saying, I was dead. So kind of I was working on my defense. But what was making it a little harder was that the ref thought I was over with. So he was like, throw something back. To be honest, he pinned me in the corner on the fourth and the fifth round. I'm not gonna lie. On one of those, he landed a little bit more, but on one of those, he kind of didn't land shit, bro. You would think it's crazy out of all those punches that he threw, but I remember I was there, the one that was, So on the fourth round, a couple slipped in, but on the fifth, it was all blocked. I was just moving and stuff, but yeah, like I was saying, the ref kind of made it hard, a little harder, because he was like throws. He thought I was, so I had to do a little something. I was trying to tire him out, wait for the perfect moment, but I had to kind of move around that since the ref was telling me to throw, and I didn't want to stop the fight to end like that. So it was a little complicated, but once I got out of that, Mark kind of burned his energy, and I hope he's not watching this shit right now because he could probably be getting some, you know. But
Bro,
let him
yeah,
watch.
don't
I
even worry
can give
about
him
it.
our game plan. He's got to be able to
Yeah,
stop it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll
we're,
give him the game plan.
we're
I'll tell him exactly what we're going to do.
You
yeah,
know
I'm not worried about that.
you know those training, AJ, the training for Denver, like they wear gas masks.
Yeah.
And what kind of training can you prepare to fight in the different elevation like Denver?
So coming to Vegas, the elevation, like him being in Long Beach, he's at sea level. So like 670 feet, like that's nothing. So that's why he felt it so big in Denver last time. Coming to Vegas, he's at 2,700, and we go places and he gets a little bit higher. But having that and then building those red blood cells and then going to Denver early, he only needed really about 7 days after leaving Vegas. So we're getting him as much as he can possibly get, a little bit more than that. So he'll be fine. We didn't really have to do anything different because he did feel the elevation even here in Vegas. He felt it, but he got used to it. He lived in it, stayed at my house a couple nights, and then we moved him to Denver. And I understand that Patty is pushing him and he's going places and getting some real elevation work. So I figure he did it with basically no corner. Serge is a fighter at the end of the day. There's a reason why he's not a coach and he's a fighter, because he still has that fighting spirit. He doesn't understand when to be calm, when to, really facilitate the words. Ike came out and helped him, but Ike was hyped up from his fight as well. He didn't have that calming voice. When he was pinned in the corner, he didn't have the direction to get out. He didn't have the corner presence to get out. The forgotten mouthpiece, the last round, a lot of things went into play. But he basically did that fight on his own. It was like him and a bunch of his friends in a championship fight. So look at how commendable that is. And they say that fatigue makes a coward out of everyone. He was dead tired in the second round. So Mark still lost to a coward, and the coward still won. That coward is no longer here. So what are you going to do now?
Now he's got to face the lion. I'm going to get a couple comments out of the way, and then I'll let Steve take over. Coach Anthony C. Cruz says it's going down. Most definitely, Coach. Paul Driscoll says Bill Clancy's one of the best. And then I really like this. John Bernard says, who was your most memorable fight against, Julio?
Oh, really? I mean,
You better answer
I
this
know.
right.
You said what, coach?
You better answer this right.
Yeah. Hey, I have a lot. I have a lot with the Mark fight, but to be honest, it was really something different when I got in there with Toby. It was my first one, you know. So, and much respect to that, cause he was the one who really woke me up. Like, hey, motherfucker, we're really in here with bare knuckle, bro. You know, it's different than boxing. You could slip some punches every now and then. You could get a wake up call, but once you get hit with that bare knuckle, that's a whole different game. Especially with somebody like Toby who knows what he's doing and a southpaw. You know, in the little ass triangle, it's and it being my first professional fight with any combat. You know, it
And
was
at
just so many stuff
147.
added up, and it was just amazing. I was able and it was blessing, bro. You know, the hard work and everything that we've been through. It's just a blessing that it came out like that. You know, finishing the second round with a vet going. They were putting me in there as a fish, bro. I remember fucking Mel. He was like, I was chilling in the living room, man. Mel was like, "Hey, it's just touching on." He's a badass, bro. And I was like, "Hey, I'm a badass too, Mel. Don't worry, you know. Estoy chingón también le dije, pero yeah, you know, it
And
was cool. So it was amazing first feeling with a lot. You know, with the first, it's always more emotion. So
Good
that
job,
one,
champ.
the Mark the Shark fight, my hands were all beat up, man. I couldn't celebrate. That drop kind of shook. It wasn't his punches, kind of. When I fell, it shook my head, so I had like a mini concussion. So I wasn't really able to party,
Yeah.
celebrate. You know,
That's a good thing.
yeah, but
it
you know
was a
what?
good thing. I had to lock in and really see like what's going on. You know, so it was good. The first with
Well,
Toby.
you know what? And even with your fight with Mark, you weren't even hurt, bro. I mean, your hands were. I remember when we were out back, Julio we took a picture together, and then I looked at his hand and I said, "Nah, bro." He's no, let's just take a picture. I mean, his hand looked like a damn sausage factory, bro. It looked like he had four sausages hanging. And I had to get Irwin on the ambulance. I got the other van to come pick up Julio and take him
My boy
back.
Don.
And it was just a tremendous night. John Bernard says, "Have you done any AMI fights before turning pro? Is bare knuckle the only pro sport you have done?" I can answer that. Yeah and no. And we lost Julio.
Oh God, my wayward child. But yeah,
How
he
much
had
how
no
much did they pay you to raise him?
he really had no hammies, no nothing. Like
No, I know.
he was he was battle tested in Vegas, the Savage Squad way. You
Yo,
show
we
up,
good?
yeah.
Okay, so back to the question. John Bernard, you're not gonna get this info off of me, bro. You have to do your research. I know you're
Yeah,
coming
because
for
he
the belt,
said
bro. So you know.
he said, "What do you think about the Shark's power?"
Okay. He's strong, bro. He's pretty strong, but you know how it is in boxing, bro. It's all in the head. He's a strong dude. But now I know what he's gonna use, so y'all trying to size me
Hey,
up already. God damn.
don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Hey, you know what? Y'all gonna
Yo,
have. I
champ.
love you, John. I love the Untamable One. I really do, John. I love you to death, bro. And I think it's great that it shows tenacity. You trying to get what you can out of Julio, but that's the reason I got that man, AJ Easley, sitting
Yo,
right
I'm
there.
sorry, I
That,
can't.
well, you can't, what?
Julio's struggling.
Yo, Don, I can't hear you. Hold on.
Everybody else can hear me, bro.
Read lips.
30.
That's his problem. Reading lips.
Oh God.
Well, it's all
Watch.
right. We're here. We're here. He'll be back. He
Right.
says, "No, I do this every time Don has a podcast." And yeah, honestly, he does. The Untamable One comes on here because you know what? These guys all like each other, but they all want
Right.
to fight each other too. And I
Right.
think that's great because you're not going to get that in any other promotion. You're not going to get every guy and you're below your weight class, above your weight class, all come on and want to fight you and keep it ego free, but they do on here. And
Right.
and that's what I love about the BYB fighters. You know, I brought Steve on here because he's been helping me out. And I want to pay a big thank you to you, Steve. You know, Coach, you teach people this for a living, but when people are down and out in life and they go through bad things, I don't lay down because I'll stay down, but I called my brother in need. His show's bigger than mine, his organization's bigger than mine, but real brothers help each other out. They don't care if you're big, small, or whatever. And on Sunday night, you called me and told me you don't care. We're waiting on the show. And so it shows you got love for me. So I got a lot of respect for you, man. I have a lot of respect for what you've done for Julio. And we're gonna go to a commercial real quick. And I'm sorry I had to use my touch screen tonight. We're gonna do a commercial real quick, and then when we come back, Steve is just gonna pick up the questioning.
Got it.
45 seconds.
Look at the head of Mark Irwin.
Oh, big shot from the challenger.
Wow, look at
that big hematoma.
That is a big hematoma. Wow. Wow, that came out of nowhere. I've never even seen something like that big. I've seen him on the side. I've seen him on the temple. I've seen it on the foot and the temple, but I've never seen it like on the side of the head like that.
And that big
right there. Come here.
We're back. Got a question for you guys. So, AJ, walk me through a typical day at the gym with Julio, and how much better has he gotten in the past year since his last fight with Mark Irwin?
So one good thing about Julio is the skills are there. He is just a natural. One thing that stands in his way sometime was, number one, he has an engine that won't quit, but his cardio at a high level, being able to keep that pace at a high level. So this whole camp was about, I stress, cardio and conditioning, because he got tired last fight. If he doesn't get tired, he goes in there. It's a short night, a quick night. If you look at the fight and really watch the fight, there's 3 times where he actually wobbled or rocked Mark, and he wasn't able to capitalize because he was looping his shots, which I hate. But he's gotten better at the art of bare knuckle, not just the art of boxing. Before, he was trying to be a boxer. He has to. I think he finally understands there's a difference between boxing and bare knuckle. It's different. So just stressing that difference. So he's gotten, and my motto is 1% better every day, and he's done that truly. And I can actually say that I'm proud of him. He drives me crazy, but I'm proud of him because he has taken it upon himself to be serious about it. And like, he still has room to grow, but man, night and day. What you saw last fight will not even compare to what you see this fight.
Did you notice the last fight he put his hands down a couple of times with left space wide open?
I understand that too, and I noticed that, and it was fatigue. So the lactic acid buildup and the fatigue. I've personally seen Julio. I brought him to Vegas, and we call it, savage
moment.
Yeah, he comes. I bring him to Vegas. He goes to 3 top gyms. He does 6 to 8 rounds at each of those gyms, all in one day. I don't give a shit if he's tired. I don't care. And I'll even tell his opponent, who are usually 2 or 3 fresh bodies, what he's doing. I made him fight southpaw for 6 months against killers and wouldn't let him switch. I would literally threaten him. If you switch, I'm going to make you run into your feet bleed, and then you're going to come back and do it again. I used to make them run 6 miles before they spar. Just because we're only doing 6 rounds, that's not enough. So he did put his hands down, but that elevation really affected him to a point where he just wasn't. He thought, man, I do 30 rounds, no problem. I can do this. I can fight all day. But when you can't breathe, it makes a difference.
Well, he was trying to fight and breathe through a straw at the same time. That's not going to happen. I've seen it time and time again over the last 40 years. And, like I said, I love the untamable one. So I'm going to get this out of the way. And also the referee that reffed your fight left a comment in here too. John Bernard says, what I learned is more action there is in the chat, the better viewed it will get. And he said, just to let you know, I support all fighters. And he does. You know,
Yeah,
out of
I have
every
no
fighter
problem with
that I've
that.
ever met, I love John Bernard. You know, he had my
Wait,
back.
hey Don, very quick. What does John Bernard mean by action in this? Like on this video that we got going on?
He's wanting more people to view it, brother. So he's saying that if the more people that comment, the more views it gets, and that's true. You know, but it's
Yeah.
also Thursday night and there's football on. So we're going against football. We've only been on for 30 minutes, and just on Facebook, I'm streaming to 5 different sites. Just on Facebook, this one's already got 15 reactions and several comments already. So by tomorrow, it's going to be huge. But I got a question for you. Well, let's go to the referee first that refereed your fight. He said, wishing both badass warriors the best. It will definitely be a thriller in the mile high. May the best man win. That's referee Stephen Blair from the WBC and the Colorado Commission. Tremendous referee, tremendous brother of mine. He refed your fight. I got a question for you, bro. You went out there and you showed the world and you put your name up in the lights now. But now you have to go back and you have to walk that walk again. What would you say that is the best tool that Coach AJ Easley has shown you and the best knowledge and guidance he's given you? Because you truly have a tremendous coach. How much do you absorb from him and how much have you learned from that man sitting in front of us?
You know, Don, I Coach AJ's been a great coach for me. You know, he's opened a lot of doors for me. He's been there for me when he shouldn't probably have been there for me. You know, don't shake your head today. Hey, but no, Coach been a great guy, bro, and he's been opening a lot of doors for me. He teaches me what he knows. You know, a lot. He knows a lot. So it's hard though when you're going up and down. You know, I can't get the most time, but that's the way every fighter, bro. Not everybody's gonna be there to babysit you every now and then. They're gonna put their part, but then you gotta do your part as well. So with Coach did amazing. Coach does amazing with me, and I owe him a lot. But you know, that's gonna come in time. He knows we're here, bro. Or he does know that, but I respect him, you know, and he knows that I'm gonna keep my loyalty, bro. You know, so I really appreciate what Coach does. Coach does a lot for me, sir. He's
You
opened a
know,
lot.
I know he has, and I have a lot of conversations with Coach. You know, son, you're going to have to go out there and not only prove to yourself, but prove to your coach. The world doesn't matter. The only people that matter walking into this fight are you and the people standing behind you and that opponent in front of you. You've learned, you've created, and you've been taught a lot from this man. What are you going to utilize going into this fight that you didn't utilize the first time?
Well, Don, what can I utilize really? You know, it's all in the camp. So everything kind of, I'm gonna utilize what I did in my camp. Kind of, you get what I'm saying? So with that, it's just I did way more stuff, more smarter. Um, I trained way smarter. I mean, I always train hard, so I don't want to say harder. But it was a way smarter camp this time. I had more time, more support as well, you know, so it made it easier for this fight. So I'm gonna use all of that. All the support that I'm getting, all the new doors opening, you know, all the what can I say, the new knowledge that I got, uh and my growth. So really that's what I would use in my fight. And obviously the shit me and coach been going through, this shit all my coaches, what some of my other coaches been going through. But um yeah.
Coach,
Yes.
you watched him from start to finish. You picked up where they left off, and you had to do some serious work with Julio. You had to get him where he needed to be. Is he at world champion status as we speak? And in your heart, do you feel that you've made a profound impact in that regard?
I think that Julio was always destined to be a champion at something, no matter what it was. He was destined to be a champion at something. As far as overall technique and training for this fight, Julio knows how to fight. Like, it is what it is. But he needs to be able to trust that when his corner tells him something, he can execute that. But he also has to know why. And I think that was the most valuable thing. Just him. I think our best learning experiences came when he wasn't in a gym, when it was just me and him talking. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You have to know why you're executing what you're doing. You have to understand the nuances of being a pro. If you're a pro at something, you're supposed to be good at it. Like, if you're a pro at something, you don't need somebody constantly berating you and reminding you what to do. You should know why you're doing what you're doing. What's the difference between catch and shoot and, catch and counter? What's the difference? Like, he needs to know those things. A lot of fighters can't even explain that to themselves. And I don't want to have to control him like a video game. I can, and I will if it comes to that. But the coach should only come and play when the fighters are even. Then the coaches make a big impact. If the fighters aren't even, I'm too busy watching Mark and what he's doing wrong. I'm expecting him to do his job, period. And he should know what his job is. I shouldn't have to tell him what his job is.
Damn, that's deep, bro. That's deep. That's as real as it can get.
God damn, bro. Fuck.
Julio, you told me, man.
Stephen Blais says, your coach seen a true warrior and much corazon and God-given talent. You're a coach's dream fighter. Is he coach?
No. Take that.
You're going to make his head swell up like a pinlight. Yeah.
You hear that, coach?
Fuck.
He said, fuck. Oh, shit.
If I have a gray hair, it's because of him.
What you doing, Dexter?
Steve.
Papa, move. Move, Papa, move. Hey.
What kind of dog you have? What kind of dog is that?
That's what is that?
He has no clue.
It's the black big ones?
The black big ones.
Doberman? Doberman?
Yeah, Doberman. Dexter.
The black big ones. Yep.
Julio, I'm never going out to dinner with you again, bro. You got people laughing, bro. Look, you got people laughing all over the place.
Oh my God.
Hey, y'all freaky, bro.
But Stephen Blair, he said totally a coach's mentality, a good coach.
Thank you.
And John Bedard laughed. I thought it was funny. He said, do you feel like this rematch makes sense, especially after a gritty performance? I'm going to ask you, coach.
What's that?
John Bernard says, do you feel like this rematch makes sense, especially after a gritty performance?
I think that it makes sense because Mark is, quote unquote, the face of BYB. And just to make sure there is no doubt, I don't think Mark won his belt correctly. I think it was given to him. He wasn't winning that fight. His opponent just kind of for whatever reason, just gave it up. And he was minus points and some other stuff. I think that him and Julio had a fight for the ages, but I think it was an unfair playing field. Now, when we even it out, we just want to put that to bed. There will be no trilogy. It's not going to happen. We're going to put him in his place and we're going to move on. And John Bernard, if he's the best and he's up next, then we welcome that. We want to fight the best, period. That's one thing about my people. We always want to fight the best to test ourselves. We don't want the gimme fights. Nobody remembers your name if you take easy fights. We don't want that. So,
yeah.
Well, my brother out of Drayton, Canada says coaches always give the best advice. Hey, Brian, Coach AJ's the shit, bro. I mean, he really is. And John Bernard straight up said facts. But I'm gonna, because I really like this commercial. I just really do. I'm sorry, man. It's just, and I'm not trying to show favoritism or anything. It's just, It's just they really did a good job with this video.
I'm going to go out there tomorrow night. I'm going to continue to do what I do, knock people out.
The rematch between Julio Tanori and Mark Irwin.
An epic showdown that left fans breathless.
I'm gonna give it to Mark.
Last time, they gave it everything they had. Blood was spilled, and a fierce battle was fought. Now, the rematch is here. Julio Tanori emerged victorious, showcasing his relentless power and skill. But Mark Irwin, despite a severe hematoma, fought with the heart of a champion, refusing to back down. This is more than a fight. The stage is set for a rematch that promises to be even more explosive.
You know, I love that commercial for the simple fact that it shows two tremendous warriors giving it their best. But I have to agree with you, Coach. You know, Tanori wasn't where he's at now, and he won the first one. Now that he's had a year to prepare, totally different fighter, totally different. It's going to be a totally different outcome. Where do you feel that Julio lies right now? Do you think that he's in the best shape he's been in the last couple of years?
I think his mentality is in the best place that he's been. And at the end of the day, we all know it's not about really the physical, it's about the mental. So if his mental is there and he is more clear and sound mind, he can do anything. And me as a coach, I don't care if Godzilla's in the other corner. I don't care. I'm expecting the best version of Mark. I'm expecting the Mark that we've never seen. I'm expecting the Mark that he hopes to become, like what he strives to become. When he has like his favorite wet dream and he sees himself, that's what I'm expecting. And if we don't get that, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. And if we do get that, we're ready for that too.
Damn. Man, see, now you make me wish I didn't have surgery. They delayed it for a month, and I already told Mike Vasquez I wanted to freaking be there because I know these people hear us talk about this fight. I know people watch bare knuckle and other sports on TV, but to really appreciate that fight, you really had to be there. There's nothing television could have gave you. You really had to be there.
Right.
I walked away from Denver, Colorado going, that was the best freaking bare knuckle fight I've ever seen in my entire BYB history. And even with BKFC, when I was with them, I've never seen a fight like that. How do you keep Julio's head from exploding now that you're teaching him the ability to go back in there? You're the one that's got to rein in his hand.
That's not even him. The kid doesn't even realize he's a champion. He doesn't even know how great he is. Like, that's not even an issue. Julio is he's still just the kid from Long Beach that hangs out with his friends, and he just happens to do this to support his family and represent the last name. And that's, to be honest, that's enough for me. The fact that he doesn't realize how great he is, that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's deep. Steve?
I want to know more about Julio. I want to know what do you do? What do you do for fun other than going to the gym and
God,
take days?
I'm gonna close
Steven,
my ears.
I don't think
Julio,
we can talk about that right here, bro.
You like basketball? You like basketball? What
I
are the
play
sports?
baseball, tennis.
What?
I play baseball and tennis.
Baseball?
No, Steven, really, my fun times are over, bro. I used to, when you're young, you go out, you do dumb stuff.
You're still young, my friend.
I know, but I'm in a position right now that I can't be young. You're young, but at the end of the day, it's what do you want to do when you're young? If I'm having my fun doing all this, what am I gonna make of it later when I don't know? I just can't wait on that, you know. So it's a little hard. But when I was younger, I was still boxing, but I'll be a little more, you know, outside doing dumb stuff, having fun, spending time with friends. And you know how that goes. So yeah, I'm kind of in a position where I can't really do a lot of that no more, or I shouldn't. I can
Right.
do it, but I shouldn't.
Fa-
So
fa- favorite football team.
you said what, Steven?
Favorite football team.
I don't have boxing.
He is
Favorite
boxing through and
boxer.
through.
Favorite boxer and favorite boxing movie.
You know what, Steven? I like movie easy. Rocky, the
Rocky
Rockies,
1?
all of them,
All of them.
all
Okay.
of them. They all have something. You know, other the first ones, the first ones. They all have something to teach. So that's great. But with boxer, I don't really have a favorite boxer. But if I need to study them, then I need to study them, you know. But I don't really look up. I don't have none of that. I got to focus on what I got going on. So if I could use something from them, that would be good. But I can't be like, oh, this is my favorite guy. Let me be spending my time, you know.
My
I
God.
gotta become somebody else's favorite fighter.
I'm like a proud papa right now. Let's go.
Well,
It's
you
easy
did
right
that
now,
in the
coach.
last fight. You've gotten a lot of fans from that last fight for sure.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Doing the same. I mean, it shouldn't be that. 1 year went by fast, so I would be in the game for sure. Probably next level. I'm gonna be Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
I'll be in the next level for sure, Steven. Hopefully around more different stuff, you know.
Yeah. AJ says he sees 300% better than better than you were a year ago. Do you see yourself being 300% better than last year?
Like I was saying, Steven, it's a little tough when you focus on what you're doing. I miss when I spar, I feel better. I do new stuff, you know. There's new stuff that I could do. So I'm better for sure. I'm improving, but we're gonna find out really once I'm in there in the trigon, you know, get it out,
Yeah,
uh,
we
get them
are.
out faster. But yeah, for sure I've improved a lot from last year.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here real quick because this really caught my attention. John Bernard says, the one thing I wish BYB did better, they tend to shine more light on the losers getting off in the fights rather than the winner when promoting matches. What's your thoughts on that, Coach?
No, that's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault, Bernard. That's my fault, bro.
Well, I do understand that they have to hype up the rematch. I get that. And I do know that I know my fighter, and I know Julio wants to fight. He doesn't really care about social media. He doesn't really care about putting out videos. He doesn't really care about his media presence. He doesn't really care. He wants to fight and he wants to win. Period. That's all it is. So at the end of the day, I can't be mad at that. I know as a business, he hasn't gotten that part yet where he is his own business, and he's starting to get that. But media is what it is. It's one person's opinion or a collective groups of opinions. At the end of the day, I'll just give you so much evidence you can't deny that we are champions and we're going to continue to be champions. You can't stop us. No one can stop us. We can only stop ourselves. Mark definitely can stop us.
He says, so how does he build his brand?
I gotta practice that.
Again, it's we're probably going to hire somebody that specializes in that, because I'd rather he takes the time to focus on his craft and become a professional, a true professional, and have somebody else that's a professional at media deal with that. When you're trying to be both, you can't be true to either one.
You know, what I saw, Julio, I'm just going to call it straight like I only know how. I saw two warriors go in there. Was the fight clean? No.
Fuck no. Done.
Hey, bro, I'm talking.
Done.
Hold on, bro. Was the fight clean? No. Was it entertaining? Yes. But that was a different Julio Tanori. If you had to make a statement to Mark Irwin from your heart about what he can expect on September 21st, because you're going to have a sold out Stockyards. This fight is considered arguably one of the best fights in bare knuckle history in the new era. So, what would you like to say to Mark the Shark Irwin about September 21st?
Yeah, look at him. What do you want to say to him?
What do I want to say to him?
Yeah. You're the one fighting him, pendejo.
Showtime, let's get to work. I don't have nothing to say. Why do I want to speak? We're gonna get in there anyways. I'll let him do the talking.
You're on a radio show, bro.
Oh,
I know,
well, shit.
I know.
Well,
but
you know
that's
what,
my
Mark?
fault. That's my fault.
Nah, I don't want to be disrespectful.
I always tell him we speak sign language. We talk with our hands. You don't need to use your mouth. We talk with our hands. So that's my fault. I apologize.
No, it's all good because, see, what I'm trying to get at, Julio, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm just going to say it like it is. When you first went in there and fought Mark Irwin, you were shit. You were garbage. Now you're not. Now you're a tremendous athlete. You got taught. And you've learned
John,
from one of the.
Look at his bro. Tell that to his head though. That motherfucker look like a puffer fish. That's not shit. That's
Coach, does he not?
there.
Bro, listen to me.
Nah,
what
nah,
I'm
shit.
saying
Hey,
is,
people wouldn't have
you
got
beat
up with
him.
that, nah?
You beat him on your worst day, bro.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You beat him on your worst day. Now you've had a year with one of the best coaches in bare knuckle and mixed martial arts and boxing, and he's given you the best tutelage. So what I'm saying is this second fight isn't going to be a walk in the park for him, bro. You went in there and gave him the best Julio that you could give him the last fight, and you beat him. And you were nowhere near the athlete that you are now.
Okay,
Coach.
Don.
But
respect. Yes, sir. You're right.
We're assuming that he's not the same Mark either. Because I know that fight had to light a fire under his ass.
Oh, it did.
It probably lit a fire under his coaches. I'm assuming that they're getting better. I'm assuming they have the same zeal and tenacity that I have when it comes to Julio and getting better. I did 6 to 8. I put in 6 to 8 hours of film study just on Mark Irwin and all his fights. So I know how he breathes. I know how he walks. His tails are his tails. His cues are his cues. I'm assuming that they're doing the same thing. I'm assuming.
But you get what I'm saying, Coach, right? You know, when he went into the first time against Irwin, he was nowhere near the at the level he is now.
No, he made that fight a lot tougher. That was my first thing to him. I think the first thing I said to him when we talked was, "You made that fight a lot tougher than you had to."
I agree with you, you know, but what I was trying to reiterate, Julio, is you're twice the fighter now, 3 times the fighter now that you were last year at this time. And I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for both of you, but only one man can be called the winner. Only one man will be the world champion. And what I was saying is Coach AJ has taken you from the moment that you beat him and won the world title and developed you, created different aspects, gave you different looks, taught you different styles. Now, what I'm saying, bro, is you're going to go in there. Yeah, like Coach says, Mark has been in the gym since a week after that fight. He has not left the gym. So if you think you're going to go and it's going to be a cakewalk,
I know.
I can't speak on either side. But what I can say, I know what this man has done for the last year for you, and you're that much more better. This is not going to be a cakewalk, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. What I think is that now you understand the sport better. You have a better philosophy moving forward because of the knowledge that Coach AJ has given you. And I think what's going to happen on September 21st is going to be the best performance of your life, son. I really do. I believe in you, Julio.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. I feel like it could. You know what? I just gotta execute. I feel as well, but we're gonna see once we're in there, right? But
And
for sure.
and I do feel like Julio has built, like, Julio's team is pretty great. There's other coaches, there's other stablemates that step in and help out. He's surrounded by people that genuinely want to see him do well. And I think being around me 24/7 is probably the toughest thing in the world you could ever do. So having that break from me is warranted. This is me 24/7. I probably won't sleep tonight because now I'm excited again. So now I'm going to do more film study tonight just in case I miss something. So that's just me. And when I don't sleep, I take it out on them. Because if I stayed up trying to make sure you're great, you better just put in just as much time. So I do want to commend all the people that are on Julio's team, family, friends, other coaches, stablemates, like, because they all have a part in this. It's not just, it takes a village.
It really does. It really does. And there's no IRU in team. And so I completely love where you guys have gotten Julio. Steve, your impression of the first fight, now you see Julio and Mark, they both went back to their respective camps. They did what they needed to do to prepare. What was your takeaway from the first, and what's your thought on the rematch, that this highly anticipated fight of the year rematch?
Yeah, I see that. First of all, that fight gave me goosebumps. I had watched it on TV, and when Julio went down, in the second, I had thought that he was out, and when he got back up, I had goosebumps. I was like, it was like wow, he's dialing in now, and I just need Julio to believe. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you worked your ass off for this night to defend your title that you worked so hard to get. AJ is going to be there, so you're going to have your he's going to be screaming the hell out of you in the corner. Not one, not two. I want three. I mean, I know AJ. I've seen him coach before. He wants 3 punches, not one, not two. Okay, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that belt is yours, and it's not going anywhere. And listen to coach, and I think you're gonna surprise the world.
Well, I want to thank you for those words, Steven. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you letting me know that, sir.
Yeah.
And he truly becomes the champion. You're not a champion until you defend your belt.
I know, coach.
Amen.
No pressure.
You know, my brother Brian Halderson, he says both fighters learned lessons in their first fight.
Yeah, we did.
Couldn't be more of a truer statement. And then the referee who refereed the fight, he said one punch can change the outcome either way. It will be the will of the heart. Damn, I wish I could be there. Just the coverage is making this one mega fight. It is going to be a mega fight. Coach, how do you keep him grounded? How do you and the other team, parts of your coaching staff and his other trainers, how do you keep this young man grounded coming off such a tremendous performance in Irwin Tanori 1?
Like I said, Julio still does not understand how great he is. All in all, Julio's a great kid, a great man, young man. He's you really don't have to do too much with him. He doesn't get big-headed. He stays pretty low-key and level-headed. And I think he learned a lot from being around me. And I'm always saying, I hide from the cameras most of the time. When you're on top, that means you're the topic. When you're the head, that means you're the headline. That means all eyes are on you. Everybody's looking at you. I wanted him to be great, and I wanted him to make a name for himself so that it keeps him on the straight and narrow. I expect him to have champion behavior all the time. So when you're saying other sports or other things he likes to do is fun, no, he doesn't have that. You're a champion. You need to behave as a champion. Someone's looking for your title. Someone's always creeping up. So when you're trying to climb that mountain to success, you have a very direct path, and you take that path to get to the top. But when you're on the top, people are coming from all around. Bernard, Oxendine, Mark the Shark. They're all coming from different angles. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You don't have time to rest. You don't have time to play.
Julio, what your coach said probably was probably the greatest statement he's made the whole damn show. It really is, because you're the current world champion, but that doesn't mean shit, because come September 21st, you have to defend it. You have to put in.
That's the past already, Don. That's the past.
Yeah, it really is, bro. And I remember when I had dinner with you, and I don't care. I don't care if I talk about it. We sat there, and I got to understand and meet a young, tremendous fighter, and Julio Tanori. And hell, we even shared meals, and we had never even met each other until that moment. But I think you're a great kid, bro. I think you've got a lot of talent. I think if you listen to your coaches and your trainers, I think you're going to have a long, very successful career.
Very true.
What I saw that night was a young man that has tons of talent, tenacity, and he's eager to learn. Little pig-headed sometimes, but I think we've all been down that route. See, I don't think you know this, but I'm from the LBC. I'm from Carson, and I know what life is like to be from the LBC, bro. You know, it's hard to make it out of the hood. Julio, this is your opportunity to create greatness and create your legacy. It's not about a championship belt. It's not about that. It's about creating your path, defining who you are. And like you said, the first fight is the past. So now on September 21st in Denver, Colorado, you have to go in there and redefine yourself and show the world who the new Julio Tanori is. With that being said, bro, I'm so excited. I'm like, Coach, I ain't gonna sleep tonight because I already know what's gonna happen, bro. I shoot these fights. I've been part of this forever, and it's like I wish it was this weekend. I know you don't, but I wish it was this weekend because the anticipation. How hard is it for you, Julio, to sit back and wait for this moment?
You know what, Don? All the hard work and everything. I'm just having patience, Don. It's not that hard. It's not hard. Once you have patience, if you have patience and you're doing what you gotta do, Don, it's not hard, sir. But
My kid, I love
it just gets like, like sometimes like, damn, we're really about to do this. Every now and then I get like a little thought, but not as much in this one. In this one, I just been too focused on what I'm doing, and I'm just, damn. The hard work is the really the hard part sometimes. But as long as I have the routine and I keep doing it, it just becomes easier. So it just becoming easier.
Brother, I think you're gonna discover how much you've learned over the last year, and I'm s- I'm so excited because I want to see what Coach Easley has and your other trainers and coaches have given you. You know, we can sit here and talk about this all night, but it's going to have to go on September 21st. You're going to have to step in there and show the world that it isn't just talk, that you truly are the world champion. You know, Coach, John Bernard wants to know what fighter put you on the map as a good coach?
Probably not even a fighter, just somebody that was being bullied, and I never thought I wanted to train an amateur or anything like that. It was actually a female that was being bullied, and I helped her just because her parents came to me and were like, this can't happen to her again. 2 black eyes and some other stuff. And I realized then, because fighters are fighters, but I realized then that she was able to defend herself. I put her in a cage with a grown adult Muay Thai fighter, and after 3 rounds, she stopped him, and she's 88 pounds soaking wet. And that's when I knew I mean, I helped her. I gave her self-esteem back. So I figured if I could do that for somebody who had no fight in them, I could definitely do that for people who did have fight in them. I've worked with some great fighters. I'm not one of those people that's always going to toot my horn, but my stable is probably pretty long and pretty distinguished. But no one fighter has ever, besides her, has ever been just like, did anything to, she's the reason why I had all those great fighters, and I work with all the great fighters. But I build champions. That's just what I do. I'm not going to do this shit just to be average. That's why we're savage. We're never average. We're always going to be fucking savage. Always.
We're never average. We're just savage. I love it. That's dope. We're gonna take this break and we'll be right back.
I'm going to go out there tomorrow night. I'm going to continue to do what I do, knock people out.
The rematch between Julio Tanori and Mark Irwin.
An epic showdown that left fans breathless.
I'm gonna give it to Mark.
Last time, they gave it everything they had. Blood was spilled, and a fierce battle was fought. Now, the rematch is here. Julio Tanori emerged victorious, showcasing his relentless power and skill. But Mark Irwin, despite a severe hematoma, fought with the heart of a champion, refusing to back down. This is more than a fight. The stage is set for a rematch that promises to be even more explosive.
You know, my favorite part of that clip is when he had you in the corner. I don't know who taught you that, but that was probably one of the greatest aspects of that fight. And then it was just a little snippet. When he had you in the corner and he was just, and then as his elbows were up high and he was down low, you came down with that right and caught him and made him step back. That was a moment that changed that fight. You know, that was the moment that had him step back. You hurt him. And I talked to you about it earlier. Then he put his forearm into your throat and tried to take your head off over the top turnbuckle. And what I saw was a young fighter that picked himself up and finished the fight. You know, Julio, I'm honored that you came on my show. I'm honored that the world gets to see the second opportunity, the second coming of Julio Tanori and Mark Irwin. Like Stephen Blair said, we don't know who's going to win this fight.
Yes, we do.
You could say that. I can't say that. But, you know, I think this is going to be the fight, not the fight of the year, but the fight of the decade, bro. I really do. I see two warriors that are unwilling to give an inch. But see, now the roles are reversed, Julio. You went in trying to take his belt the first time. Now he's coming to take yours.
I took it, Don. We took it.
Yeah, but now he's coming to take yours.
Now he's going to try to come and take mine. Yes, sir.
You know, Julio, I'm so blessed that I got you in my life, bro. You're just a good kid, man. I really do love you, bro.
Like, you can't be mad at him. He's just...
I know. He's like a fucking big kid, you know?
Yes, exactly.
You know what? I'll adopt you, Julio. You could come live with me, man. I'll be your new dad.
It's on record now. You said it on a live.
What did I say?
Say hello. You're moving in.
Before I let Steve wrap things up, John Bernard says, Julio, what's your favorite part about training with AJ? What is something you wish was better in your life? Why would you ask that, bro? That you're working on outside of fighting. If you could talk to your 18-year-old self, what advice would you say? I get it now. I appreciate that, John. He's basically saying if you could go back to an 18-year-old Julio Tanori, what would you say to yourself?
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, coach?
No, when you're 18.
When I was 18, I mean, bro, we learned so much. We just be patient, bro. It's just patience and do the right thing. Stay out the way. All the fun will come later. You know, that's what I was talking about with Steven earlier. That I was in my little dumb era every now and then. You know, outside with friends. So just be patient. Don't worry about having fun, bro. It's gonna come later. Focus on what you got to do right now. So
Take
that
us
and the
home,
favorite
Steve.
part with my coach AJ is shit, coach. What's our favorite part? What's our shit? Let me see. Bro, just being around coach, man, it's already
Yeah.
great. You know, he's dope. He's
Everything
cool.
outside the gym, I think, helps him to
Outside the
grow
gym,
as a
coach.
person and a fighter.
You said what?
Everything outside the gym.
With you?
Yeah. Because inside the gym, I'm trying to kill him.
Coach took me to eat filet mignon when I won.
Oh my god.
Filet mignon. So that's a good story.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I won and coach took me out to eat, you know. So that's a cool experience that I had with my coach. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Man, you and John Menard, I love you guys, man. It's like I love all of you. The samurai, everybody. It's freaking cool, man. It's like, Steve, we got the greatest job in the world. I mean, we get to sit here and they come to us and we get to talk to them. But
Yeah, you
Julio,
guys are
you're a
awesome,
trip,
bro.
bro. I love you, bro. You really can. You can move in with me. I'll adopt you.
Again, we're gonna hold you to that.
Hey, I already got a 38-year-old son. I might as well have a 20-something-year-old son.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
good
thank you,
luck.
Steven. Thank you, Don. You guys are amazing, bro. You know, you guys are making stuff easier for me. You know, you guys are amazing, bro. Thank you for the good words you guys are sharing. You guys don't gotta share all that, you know, but you guys are doing this, so thank you guys.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
you're
welcome, but let me tell you something though. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. If I didn't like you, I would tell you I didn't like you. I don't have to sugarcoat shit. But you went in there, you showed the world. Now the time to show the world is again. And Julio, you've grown up, you've come a long way, and what I think I love most about you is you're doing this for your family. You're not doing this for clout. You're doing this for your family, and that means more than anything in the world. You know, that's a tremendous accolade that you have as your heart. Steve, wrap us out, bro.
Yeah, and I like that he's so young. I like
Yeah.
that he's at such a young age. He's accomplished so much already that the 35-year-olds that never get to. And I just want him to stay on a great path, and he'll have a bright future. And stay with this guy AJ, because AJ's got a plethora of belts, champions you know I'm sure you have a display case in your gym, but stay with AJ for sure.
Yeah,
And
Steven.
go far in life for sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm seeing that. I see that. So thank you.
And we wish you luck.
Let's go. I'll see you there. I'll see you there, sir. You're gonna be there, Steven?
I'm gonna be watching it on TV for sure.
Okay, well,
We'll take
I'll
it.
see you some other time.
Yes, sir. You come down to Florida, I'm down.
Okay,
Oh God.
yeah. We'll get a fight there.
Yeah. Well, one last comment, and my brother from Canada, he says, awesome coach, AJ.
Thank you.
You know, Julio, at the end of the day, you have a tremendous coach. You have a tremendous ability. Now it's time to show the world
Yep.
what you've been doing for the last year.
Yeah.
I think you're a hell of a young, talented fighter. I think you've got a great future. You just have to buckle up and listen to your trainers and your coaches, because the greatest thing about having what you have is all you got to do is show up and fight, son. Let them do everything else for you. You may be the one stepping in the trigon, but it takes a team to get you there. Show yourself. Let yourself shine. You know, you already know what you're capable of. You did it once. And you're a much more, how would you say, Coach? He's much more dedicated, much more seasoned, yeah, to the sport than you were the first time. So go out there and show the world what you're capable of, Mio. You know you can do this.
Yeah, I
Go
can't
show them.
wait, Don. I can't wait to see to let the execution show. Like I was, the what I've been working on and stuff. I can't wait myself, bro. I know I've been working hard. I've been working smart. We've been working, so yeah, I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yep.
Well, Coach, I think you guys have got everything where it needs to be. I think Denver's going to be rocking on the 21st, man.
We hope
I'm
so.
so, oh, I know so. I'm
Let's
so
go.
pissed off at myself that I can't be there. You know,
Oh, you're not gonna be there this time, Don?
brother, I just had 5 seizures on Saturday, and I'm only 10 weeks out of cervical spine fusion, so I can't even do anything right now, to be quite honest with you. And like I
Okay.
said at the beginning of the show, that's why my brother Steven's here to help me, because I want to make sure I'm able to give you the show and give you a great interview. And
Gosh.
Well, you guys
Coach
both did,
Easley, what was that, sir?
you guys both did a great job. Thank you.
Well,
Steven, Don, you guys are amazing again, bro. You guys are awesome, bro. Thank you very much for this opportunity,
Thanks,
for
oh,
this moment.
anytime, bro.
Share with you
Anytime. You know
guys.
your family. You know your family, Julio. My brother said you're an awesome coach. I already told you about it. I'm gonna tell you again. Uh, you know what, Julio? I'm gonna hand the mic to you and take this moment serious, because in life there's people that stand behind us and build us. There's people that see the value that we don't see in ourselves. So take a moment, think about the sponsors, the people that have correlated themselves with you. What would you like to say to them in a word of thanks? What would you like to show an appreciation to the people that believe in you?
I got something for them after the fight, Don. I've been, it's a little hard. I always try to show my appreciation. It's a little tough though when they're the ones supporting you, So it just takes a little time, and but when they're like I was saying this time, it the support just makes it way more easier. So you guys are amazing for the help. I want to thank you guys for believing in me, really, because I mean nobody's gonna do that for somebody that they don't believe in, right? So it takes a little bit of sacrifice. And I just want to thank them for giving me some of their time, just like you guys are giving me some of your time. Time is the most valuable thing. So what can I say? I'm gonna have to show it. But right now I can say so much, but I see it. I appreciate it. Love. I don't like saying I love you, but I always say love. Because it's always love. But I just don't like to say I love you. I only tell that to my mama. So,
Hey, I love you, bro, but you ain't sleeping in my bed.
but if I say love, that means I have not emotion, but I have like love. Thank you.
Oh my
All
God.
right,
My kid.
there you go.
See,
Oh, you
he
can
goes
do
like
that,
this, and
bud.
it shows. How did you do that?
Shake. Oh shit, I didn't do that, Steven.
Yeah, look like you're
Hey, hold
masturbating,
up,
bro.
Don. What you doing, bro?
I know. I'm like, this show just took a turn.
Hey, this is a success
Uh,
podcast, Don.
Hey,
Damn.
we're an hour and 20 minutes in. Ain't nobody gonna watch the end of this show.
No, they're out already.
Yeah.
What the fuck
You-
is going on, Coach? God damn.
Hey, bro. Honestly, what would you like to say to the people that believe in you, Julio? I know you say you love, but a lot of people have gave you their attention because you garnered it. You've proven to this sport that you belong here. So what would you like to say to the people that back you, brother? Your family, your friends, your sponsors? Just make a generalized statement to them.
That's hard, Don. That's hard.
That's why you asked.
You said what, coach? Yup.
That's why you asked it.
I have to. You know what?
Take your time. Think about it. Be honest.
I don't know, Don. I could, like I was saying, bro. I could only say so much. It's just I see when somebody genuinely has that feeling, you know, because it has to be a genuine thing too. So I could be doing my part, and it's like I don't know. It has to be genuine, but for the genuine people that actually do, I see it and it makes me feel good, bro. Um, cause yeah, bro, it's like they're supporting me. You know, I'm doing my thing, and they're like I said, putting some of their time for me. So I see that, and I do love, appreciate. You know, I appreciate. I don't know what words to say, bro, but
I
it's
feel you,
like
homie.
you know, I see it, and I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful and blessed, bro, for you guys. Thank you guys who show the support, who's coming, that really messes with me. You know, uh, yeah, bro. It's.
Hey, you do your thing, brother. September 21st, Denver, Colorado, BYB 31 is going to be the place to be. You know, this is going to be the last event, and then we're going to do two back to back in Europe. So I'm telling you right now, you need to get your tickets at BYBtickets.com or go to BYB Extremes Fight Series page and you scan the QR code. Get your tickets because you're not going to get a ticket next week. They're going to sell out quick. You know, Coach, I'm going to hand the mic to you. Friends, family, sponsors, anything you would like to say? The floor is yours, sir.
No, just to all my Savage Squad members, we stand together. We do this for everybody. When one person is shining, we all shine. Thank you, Don and Steve, for allowing us to be on and showing a little bit of Julio and who he is. He's a great kid. He may not be the most eloquent, but he's genuine. That's the one thing that I can say about him. And like to Julio, remember, like I always say, there's three types of people: those people that are in the way, those people that get out of the way, and those that make a way. So whatever it may be, you figure out a way to get it done. At the end of the day, just win the fucking fight. All right.
Got you there. At the end of the day, go out there and do your best, brother. I want to thank you both for joining us. Stephen, if you'd like to say your farewells before the gentlemen leave, it's your time to do so.
Yeah. I'm just, Julio, you're the main event, man. That's it. Yeah. People
Yes,
are coming
sir.
to see you.
Yes, sir, Steven.
Hey, around the world, people are going to watch and tune in.
God damn.
They want to watch you, man. They really do. So, you know, go show them, put on a great fight, you know, show the world what you could do.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of people. Now that we have the world's largest roster, you better get to cooking,
It's a
bro.
good roster. It's a good roster, Don. My
BYB Extreme.
family will be out here more too. So they will be out here to support me. So a little more people from my side will be coming as well. So that's great, bro. You know, that's awesome.
I'm so happy that you got family coming, bro. Like I said, I enjoyed having dinner with you and Serge at the was it Blue Whale Brewing Company?
I didn't drink nothing, Coach. I promise.
He didn't. He didn't. He drank water actually, but
We
he
living.
ate food off my plate. But it's cool. But with that being said, Julio, go out there and show the world who you truly are. Show them what you've learned. I'm honored.
Squad.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the
Let's do it.
Savage Squad. I want one, AJ. You better
I
get
got
me
you,
one.
man.
Squad. Let's go.
All
I
right.
got
With that
you.
being said, thank you guys. Thank you for coming on. You have a tremendous night,
Thank you.
and wish you the best of luck. Have a good night.
Back to work.
God bless. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, champ. Bro,
That's it,
this
dog.
is gonna be fucking insane.
So, you know, when AJ talks about Julio saying, 300% better, like gets a percent better every day since he's been training him. And he saw that he was fatigued. They worked on it. He saw that he wasn't there. He didn't have coaches play a big part in bare knuckle because they're watching the fight. Like he said, he's watching the other fighter. He's watching what they're doing, and he wants to relay that to the minute he has in between the rounds. He relays that information to his fighter, like what he sees the fighter's doing or what he's not doing. So having his coach there, AJ there for this fight is a big advantage over the last time he fought. Yeah. So
see, like I brought up though, bro. Look at the first fight. He really wasn't that organized. Really didn't have that much of a training camp.
But
like Coach Easley said, but he could fight.
But he could fight. Yeah.
But now, here we are a year later. He's got a great camp. He's with the champ Patty Juarez right now, getting training, and he's trained every day. This is going to be a lot better fight than people think it's going to be. I think this is going to surpass fight of the year. I think they're going to have probably one of the best fights BYB has ever seen again. For some reason, I just feel that these two really create greatness when they step into the trigon. For some reason, there's just that. Mel has done a hell of a job. We talked about this on every show, but he keeps doing a hell of a job. And when you do that type of matchmaking, you're going to have success every time, but you got to do your homework in doing it. So kudos to Mel Valenzuela. And Stephen Blair says, Stephen knows his stuff. Kudos. Oh, but you ain't going to give me no love, bro. Yeah, he gonna give my mutual host love, but not the host. I see how you are. I ain't gonna get you nothing for Christmas. But Julio's young, bro. People don't realize that I think he's what, 22?
Yeah, the youngest champ that we've had.
Yeah, the youngest champ in history.
Yeah.
And
of
bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle, yeah.
And it's just crazy because you just don't. He's just so chill and so lackadaisical. It's like, but when he steps into the trigon, he turns into a different person. I think this fight is just going to be this whole card is just freaking stacked.
Yeah.
He said, you already know, Scrooge. Yeah, but I want to hear it from you, baby. I love my friends. I do. Stephen, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know you're under hurricane conditions right now, and you did a show on the day before the day of your daughter's birthday. This is what true friendship is, and I want to thank you for your loyalty and for the brotherhood, because you opened up your heart, your house, and you helped me through some of the darkest times in my life, and that doesn't go unnoticed, bro.
Call out my name, I'll be there, Don.
And the same goes for you. With that being said, I want to thank all of you. I didn't realize we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, but I can't say double deuces, but look at you showing me up. What app is that?
I don't know. I swear, I don't know. I've never seen that before either. The heart.
I do it. Nothing happens. See, you do it.
And then the balloons. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I didn't get it. I didn't get nothing, bro. Now you got us looking like retards. Hey, I want to thank everybody for listening. If you, hey, man, I love you, bro. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Steven, thank you, man. Great tag team. Hey, God bless you and good night, my brother. Everybody, God bless you all. Have a good night. Steven, do you want to add anything before we go?
No, tune in. BYB 31.
You know what? Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. I'm sorry I had to use my touchscreen because I can't get on everything right now because I can't lift much. So we're doing the best we can with what we can. But that being
BYB
said,
lightweight diamond belt.
BYB Bare Knuckle returns to Denver, Colorado, Saturday, September 21st, for the long-awaited rematch of the 2023 Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame Fight of the Year in one of the greatest bare knuckle battles to ever take place in the Trigon. As former BYB lightweight champion, Mark the Shark Irwin looks to regain his title against the man who took it from him, Julio Tanori. Plus, BYB women's lightweight champion Patty Juarez looks to become BYB's first two-division women's champion when she faces Courtney Cameron for the BYB super lightweight title. Don't miss these great matchups and much more. Visit BYBExtreme.com for tickets and information.
it's going to be historic. You better get your tickets now, because if you don't, yeah, I tell you what. Brian, thank you so much for the comments and everything. I don't know what more to say about this. If you're not there, you're going to miss out. This is truly going to be one of the best. I don't care what anybody says, but BYB is truly owning this side of the industry. With that being said, you better get your tickets. September 21st, Denver, Colorado, the Stockyards. Be there.